Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Okay, so today we're going to explore an absolute marvel of engineering that you literally carry around with you every single day. We're always obsessing over the latest smartphones or, cutting-edge computers and scientific breakthroughs, but actually, the most advanced piece of tech you own is something you had before you were even born. I'm talking about the human ear. It is a biological supercomputer. Seriously, it's a piece of prenatal technology way, way superior to any modern gadget we could ever invent. Let's get into exactly why that is. Okay, let's dive into this. The natural tech built into your body is of such an incredibly high caliber that, well, if you were to compare it to the most advanced supercomputers humanity could even dream up, those supercomputers would look like clunky, outdated diesel concrete mixers sitting right next to the Space Shuttle Discovery. Your ear is just an absolute masterpiece of high-tech design, perfectly fitted on both sides of your head so you can navigate a world full of sound. And a huge part of what makes it such a masterpiece is the unbelievable miniaturization. I mean, think about Lahore for a second. It's a massive, bustling metropolis, right? Now, try to imagine the immense complexity of the entire telephone network you'd need to keep a city like that connected. Well, the ear packs in so many complex electrical circuits and processing pathways that it could easily run that whole telecommunications network. And the craziest part? All of this insane processing power is housed in a tiny little space roughly the size of your pinky nail. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that we naturally just assume our ears' only job is to hear. But hidden right there within this organ is your body's critical autopilot system. Every single second of the day, your ears are firing off continuous, highly specific signals to your brain just to maintain your physical balance. If your ears somehow stopped providing this data, no other organ in your body could step up and save you. You'd constantly lose your balance, fall over, and risk some pretty severe injuries. They are literally the unseen pilots keeping you upright. But of course, their claim to fame is connecting us to the world of sound. Without this tiny, fragile little organ, our connection to voices and melodies would just be completely severed. Imagine your whole life playing out like an antique, silent movie. You'd see movement, sure, but you'd be entirely robbed of the rich soundtrack of existence. You would never hear a mother's soothing lullaby, or the joyful chirping of birds, the gentle patter of rain, the rustling of leaves, or that soul-stirring call of the Fajr Azan. The ear really breathes life into our everyday experiences. Section 1. Outer ear, the first line of defense. So, the part you actually see on the side of your head? That's merely a biological dish antenna. Its job is just to collect sounds and funnel them down a tiny, curved 1-inch canal. 4,000. Yep. In that tiny 1-inch space of your ear canal, there is a dedicated workforce of about 4,000 wax-producing glands operating around the clock. And you might be wondering, why so many? Well, it's because they're part of a highly sophisticated security system. And this brilliantly illustrates how this works. Together with a dense forest of delicate hairs, this wax acts as an elite border security patrol. Because the tube is curved, it naturally protects the super-sensitive areas deeper inside. That sticky wax? It's basically a deadly trap for invading bugs, microscopic dust particles, and any other harmful intruders. Even if you're out swimming in a river or the ocean, this defensive perimeter instantly captures and neutralizes dangerous waterborne bacteria, killing them off way before they can breach your body's inner defenses. And because the security system is so perfectly designed, it actually manages itself. The ear automatically pushes out the excess wax entirely on its own. So when we aggressively dig in there with earbuds or cotton swabs, we're actually disrupting our own border security. We're risking serious damage. Trust me, your ear knows exactly what it's doing. Let it clean itself and just treat this delicate machinery with the care and love it deserves. Moving on to Section 2, middle ear, the highly sensitive eardrum. Now we're getting a little deeper into the anatomy. So when sound waves travel down that canal and strike this tiny eardrum, the sheer sensitivity is truly mind-blowing. It's built tough, stretched like a drum head over a really tiny area, but it's so microscopically thin that even the absolute faintest whisper causes it to vibrate. Get this, it actually reacts to movements as unbelievably small as 1/1000th of a centimeter. No way, right? But that tiny microscopic movement is all it takes to set off a massive lightning-fast chain reaction straight to your brain. Next up in the middle ear, 3 tiny sound amplifiers. This takes us into a space barely the size of a kidney bean. Let's move to and see how this builds. Right behind the eardrum, in that hidden chamber, wait 3 fascinating microscopic bones. We have the malleus, which is shaped like a tiny hammer, the incus, acting like a blacksmith's U-shaped anvil, and the stapes, which looks just like a miniature stirrup. As the eardrum vibrates, these beautiful, oddly shaped bones start striking against each other in this incredibly rapid mechanical dance. So, the crucial point is that this mechanical dance isn't just passively passing sound along, it actually acts as a natural acoustic amplifier. By the time a sound wave passes through these three microscopic bones and hits the next gateway, which is called the oval window, its volume has been amplified an astonishing 22 times. Okay, let's pause for just a second and summarize this rapid, magical chain reaction of hearing that we've covered so far. First, your outer dish antenna collects the sound waves. Second, that sound travels safely down the wax and hair-protected canal. Third, those invisible waves in the air strike that incredibly sensitive eardrum. And fourth, those three tiny, uniquely shaped bones mechanically amplify the sound 22 times. It's crazy. In the blink of an eye, a simple wave of air pressure is transformed into a meaningful word or a beautiful musical note. Finally, Section 4, Inner Ear, the Fluid Fortress. This fortress is the final destination. It's the true biological organ of hearing, where the ultimate translation actually happens. And to ensure this delicate, fluid-filled machinery is completely secure, nature built it directly into a deep cave surrounded by the absolute strongest bones found anywhere in the entire human body. It's literally a biological vault, keeping your most precious sensory machinery perfectly safe. So after looking at the unbelievable engineering packed into a space the size of your pinky nail, I mean, the 4,000 wax glands acting as border security, the eardrum sensing a billionth of a centimeter, the three tiny bones amplifying sound, and all of it locked away safely inside a fluid fortress of bone, I want to leave you with this question. How will you treat your biological supercomputer the next time you reach for a cotton swab? Think about it. The next time you hear the beautiful notes of a lullaby, or just the simple sound of the rain, take a moment to appreciate the sheer, miraculous perfection of the silent machinery working inside your head. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.